as a charter city, Huntington Beach is entitled to manage its local elections. It's baked into the California Constitution. What Newsom just recently did with this new bill is basically say, as you said, that voter ID is banned, but that's inconsistent with the California Constitution. And the legislature, the California legislature, can't legislate away constitutional rights, or it would render the Constitution meaningless. This new law is in response to Huntington Beach really taking a bold position in March by putting it to the voters and asking the voters, do you want these elections integrity measures put in place in Huntington Beach? And the voters overwhelmingly said yes. That is our constitutional right. As I said, it's in the California Constitution. Not sure how Newsom thinks he can get away with this. If he wants to take the control of local elections away from charter cities, then he really needs to have a constitutional amendment to the California Constitution. He can't just simply pass new legislation.
So what happens now? I mean, they were suing you to prevent you from doing this. They've now passed this law. What happens now?
Right. So in April, the state sued Huntington Beach, claiming that its new ballot measure, which passed, the voter ID requirement, was illegal. Yet then they turned around and created a new law to make it illegal. So the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing in Sacramento. We're going to continue to implement our voter ID and elections integrity measures. And I guess we're going to have to deal with Newsom in court on this new law. But I think it's pretty clear, it couldn't be clearer, frankly, that the California Constitution allows us to do this. Now, David Min says you can't have 100 cities doing 100 different things. Well, is he going to tell that to others, large cities like Santa Ana, that are considering allowing felons to vote, considering allowing non-citizens to vote? I mean, there are cities going out and doing their own thing all over the state of California.
Yeah.
Those two are also charter cities. So we're not allowed to have voter ID, but they're allowed to go out and completely buck the system and allow felons and non-citizens to vote. That seems awfully clear double standard.
Yeah, well, it's a fair question. I want to read a line from the lawsuit filed against you. This voter ID measure conflicts with state law. Not only is it a solution in search of a problem, laws like these are harmful to California voters, especially low-income, the elderly, people of color, those with disabilities, and young voters. Quick response to that?
That's a decades-old argument. That doesn't exist. People of color, these people want, all people want voter ID. All people want to be able to show their ID at the polling place. Nobody wants somebody who's not eligible to vote to be voting in the first place. So that's a decades-old argument. And I think we're going to easily win in court. The elections code that they cited in their lawsuit literally says that you're required to verify your address and who you are when you go to vote in person. So we're actually furthering that elections code that they cite. So I'm just not sure how all this stacks up in the state's favor on